Paula Reed. What are you learning, Paula?
All right, Pam, we've already gotten 4 decisions from the court, and among them is one of the big ones we have been watching. This is a unanimous opinion that will make it easier to file so-called reverse discrimination claims here in the U.S. Now here, the Supreme Court sided with a straight woman in Ohio. She filed a reverse discrimination lawsuit against her employer when her gay boss declined to promote her and instead promoted another gay individual. Now, this is mostly about the bar that members of majority groups, so in this case a straight white woman, need to meet in order to file these kinds of claims. And here, in a unanimous opinion, they have sided with this woman. So she will, it appears, be allowed to continue to proceed with this. And as you know, diversity, equity, and inclusion, this is something that has been really politicized during the Trump administration, which is one of the many reasons that we have been watching this particular case so closely. Now, we have gotten a few other opinions, not necessarily blockbusters, but for example, the Supreme Court shut down the Mexican government's lawsuit against American gun makers over violence at the border. I mean, this shields the companies from a suit that could have claimed billions of dollars potentially in damages. And just a moment ago, we haven't even gotten through the whole opinion, we learned that the Supreme Court sided with Catholic charities as they fight to not have to pay certain types of taxes. So we are expected to get about 5 or 6 opinions so far, but definitely notable that we got this discrimination opinion because this has been one of the big ones that we've been watching this term.
All right, Paula Reed, busy day for you. Thanks for bringing us the latest. And now to the Middle East. A controversial aid operation reopened 2 of its sites in...
So now there is more from the High Court. There was a question before the court about a Catholic charity in Wisconsin. And the question was whether the charity could receive a tax break similar to other nonprofit organizations. And now we've got an answer, and we've got Shannon back with us. What is that answer, Shannon?
We do. So this Catholic charity and its sub-entities that are about religious work, they were told by the Wisconsin state officials, first of all, that they couldn't get this tax break going to other people, other organizations. And then they lost at the Wisconsin Supreme Court. So it lands at the Supreme Court, and unanimously the court has decided in favor of those Catholic charities. They should also be able to access that tax benefit. The court says it's fundamental to our constitutional order that the government is neutral when it comes to religious entities. They go on to say this. They say there may be some hard calls to make in policing that rule, but this is not one of them. They say in this case, when the government distinguishes among religions based on theological differences, it imposes a preference that must satisfy the highest judicial scrutiny. And they said that wasn't done in this case. So essentially the case goes back down, but it's a win for these Catholic charity groups. And remember, just days ago, a frustrating loss for a group of Catholic schools that were trying to get into the charter system. That ended in a 4-4 tie, that decision, because Justice Barrett recused, and they'd lost at the lower level, meaning they lost the case. So a win for some of those Catholic groups today after a big loss just days ago.
I'm still want to really see something that said, take a look what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Boy, oh boy, what a day it has been. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. Breathe, family, breathe. Some of y'all done passed out. Some of y'all that had, I know, hyperventilating, and fell down to your knees. They know what to believe what was going on earlier. It's been a day, man. We had to at least find some kind of win today. Some kind of win. And we got some big wins coming out the Supreme Court, man. So here we are. Elon Musk done took his drawers off. He done took his pantyhose off, and he put some big clown shoes on and rolled himself down in Diddy oil and just started twerking. I say, man, what is this fella doing? I mean, man, the big, beautiful bill has stirred up a lot of mess, man. The big, beautiful bill. And I was just wondering, it's a lot of things in the big, beautiful, a lot of good things in the beautiful bill, and a little, wait a minute, hold on there. What is this? Wait a minute. But there are promises from the campaign in the bill. It's a lot of good things in the bill. I was trying to read and see if the bill also included no property tax, abolish the IRS. Hey, that's now we really talking about a big, beautiful bill. You know what I'm saying? But Elon Musk is not going for it today. And then, against Congress, and they're even talking about starting a new political party, attacking Trump. A lot of people are saying, conspiracy theorists are saying this is what this is all a part of the plan that him and Elon Musk maybe are in on this together. But then again, he called President Trump out about being on Epstein files. Man, I mean, just a lot of things. As grown men, I didn't expect this. I didn't expect Elon Musk to go this route. On Twitter, just Trump was just with your kid. You were just with Trump, hugging and kissing on him in the Oval Office. He gave you a key to the White House. He has showed you so much love and respect. And again, we know with the EV mandate, he didn't get this. The space. It's a lot of stuff. I understand. Not getting his way, and wants to stop. Just ridiculous spending and the Doge cuts. But maybe this is bigger than we think it is, and that's what I believe it is. That this is bigger than what we think it is, and it's all going to work out in the long run, and we're going to see where this goes, man. What do y'all feel about this Elon Musk and Trump situation? Let me know in the comment section. Those conspiracy theorists are at it again, saying all kind of things that this was a part of the plan. Hey, let me know. A lot of y'all saying this was an actual fight. There's an actual war going on between Elon Musk and President Trump. And now Elon Musk is kind of just laughing everything off and reposting memes about everything. So who knows? But he definitely tore his drawers today and put on some Diddy oil and some big clown shoes and started twerking. Again, y'all, I was outside. I had to breathe too. I didn't know what was going on. People were blowing me up. I had to go outside. I was drinking Kool-Aid, unsweet Kool-Aid at that. Just flavor. No sugar, just flavor. And I was outside walking around hyperventilating, didn't know what to believe. Like, man, what is going on today? But we got some kind of win, so we got to at least report on this, especially when it comes out of the Supreme Court, man. Oh boy. But the Supreme Court ruled that, reverse discrimination is discrimination. Oh man. In other words, discriminating against someone because they're white, heterosexual, is illegal under the Civil Rights Act. I can't believe this had to be. You gotta get it at the Supreme Court, but this is a big win, big win, big win. Anonymous sides, straight woman. So this is another win today. The straight woman in Ohio who says she was discriminated against in favor of the LGBTQ people for a job. Yeah, says she was passed over for a promotion, then demoted because she was straight. Both positions were given to LGBTQ people instead. What the hell? You just can't make this up. So they ruled that the Wisconsin Supreme Court violated the First Amendment when tried to and then force Catholic charities and no other religions in the state to pay unemployment taxes. So a lot of wins out of the Supreme Court, and you just can't make this up. I'm not even going to read this. Should I read this one, man? Oh my gosh, those bigots on the Supreme Court said there's no such thing as reverse discrimination. How can those horrible homo Republicans justice do this? Wait, I've just been handed a note. Anonymous decision opinion by Justice Jackson. Never mind. Unanimous decision. Unanimous decision. Opinion by Justice Jackson. You just can't make this up, man. But we got a lot of unanimously rulings. And And hey, big wins in the Supreme Court, man. I want to check out what my brother Doug was talking about on this as well. You know, but we got to report on something, man. We got to get some kind of win out of today, because today has been crazy, man. Them Patriots' blood pressure done shot up. Y'all sugar and sodium, carbohydrate, CCG levels and shot up. I know. Some of them Patriots had to, you know, go take you a bath in some of that Epsom salt. You know, you'll get you one of them Epsons. That's what we used to do when our nerves got bad. We used to go sit in them Epsom salt baths. Get you some Epsom salt. Man.
Case is settled at the Supreme Court. All of them big wins for we Americans who like the truth, if you know what I mean. Welcome to Doug in Exile. We follow the Supreme Court. I told you guys I'd keep you updated. There's going to be a flurry of Supreme Court activity over the next month, so we might be devoting like one video a day to it, just like we do.
I think that's what we've been doing too, like one video a day on the Supreme Court.
A video a day to Big Beautiful Bill, and boy, Big Beautiful Bill, holy.
Big Beautiful Bill. Again, y'all, it's some great things in there. Then there's some things. Wait a second. What is this? You know, seen a lot of people that love the Big Beautiful Bill. I've seen a lot of you guys in our previous comment section talking about this. Some of y'all didn't like this about this, you know. Again, Elon Musk says it's pork filled. There's still some more fat that needs to be cut, and some things that needs to go this way, you know. But Trump is saying this is the Big Beautiful Bill, and they are saying it's the Big Ugly Bill, and this has caused civil war. You know, I'm still trying to see on the bill if they got eliminate, abolish property tax and IRS. I'm just saying. They say, Rick, sir, please stop saying it, sir. Please, sir. If it was my bill, I'm just saying it's gonna be a whole bunch of things on there. Yeah, man, Rick will win in a landslide if I came out with the bill. It'd be things on there for the people, Because again, y'all, we are rooting for America. We are rooting for a better way of life, for common sense. And when I say a better way of life for everybody, man. You know, life is too short as it is. You know, people have lost everything. Lives have been devastated, struggle, blood, sweat, tears, 30, 40, 50, 100 hours a week, overtime. You know, there's somebody right now dying at the job. Dying just to put food on the table. Oh, man. Seniors, our elderly, our veterans. Yeah, man, it's real out here. So when I say a better way of life, I say a better way of life for everybody, man. Common sense. You know? But if it was my bill, it'll be a lot of things on that bill. They say, Rick, you would run up the deficit. You don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Cow, what a mess. Our friends at CNN.
Supreme Court is releasing opinions. I want to go straight to CNN Chief Legal Affairs Correspondent Paula Reed. What are you learning, Paula?
All right, Pam, we've already gotten 4 decisions from the court, and among them is one of the big ones we have been watching. This is a unanimous opinion that will make it easier to file so-called reverse discrimination claims here in the U.S. Now here, the Supreme Court sided with a straight woman in Ohio. She filed a reverse discrimination lawsuit against her employer when her gay boss declined to promote her.
I like that CNN called her a straight woman. That's considered a big no-no because it implies all gays are crooked. Yeah. And I'm just saying to YouTube, hey, I didn't say it. It's
sad that we got to clarify in our videos, but you know, that is true, man. We get censored, and yeah, it's sad that we still got to clarify, man.
quoting CNN, said she was a straight woman.
A straight woman.
And instead promoted another gay individual. Now, this is mostly about the bar that members of majority groups, so in this case, a straight white woman, need to meet in order to
I'm
file
glad she won that, because that is a disgrace, man.
these kinds of claims. And here, in a unanimous opinion, they have sided with this woman. So she will, it appears, be allowed to continue to proceed with this. And as you know, diversity, equity, and inclusion, this is something that has been really politicized during the Trump administration, which is one of the many reasons that we have been watching this particular case so closely.
This is anyone who's known, anyone, this is human history. We hire our own. That's your bias, and you have to fight your bias and see through it. If I'm a Christian white male and I've got a bunch of Christian white male applicants, I don't want to just automatically go, hey, everyone, this is going to a Christian white. You don't do that. Yep. The same thing goes if your entire industry is perpetrated with homosexual men, like in Hollywood. You don't just go, well, I might as well not try to get that job. I'm going up against a homosexual guy, and though I'm twice as experienced as him, I guess there goes that job. If you're going to go apply in management over at Black Entertainment Network or something, I don't know. I'm only saying it's obviously unfair. I think it's funny, but this is DEI fighting DEI. This is a woman who's saying, who is straight, and they preferred a gay person. So also incredibly moral that the Supreme Court came out on this. It's super important. And in the end, obviously good case. You probably think discrimination against whites since the 1980s. In a unanimous decision, SCOTUS has determined that reverse discrimination is indeed discrimination. It only took 44 years. It only took 44 years because we've been living under some forms of reverse discrimination for a long time, where the left has argued it is impossible to perform reverse discrimination. In other words, for a white person to sue an all black management for going against them. It's impossible. They said, nope, reverse discrimination is real. Now the Supreme Court has decided it. Very important and very good for America, and even very good for the DEI.
Those same ones that say, stay woke, stay woke. They have no common sense. There's no such thing as reverse discrimination.
People. Oh my God, those bigots on the Supreme Court said there's no such thing as reverse discrimination. How can those horrible homophobic Republican justices do this? Wait, I'm being handed a note. It's a unanimous decision opinion by Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. Oh, never mind. And they posted this Saturday Night Live meme. Never mind. So that really is the shocking details on the picture of the lady putting a face to it here. Breaking news, the Supreme Court sided with a straight white woman who claimed she faced bias in the workplace after she was passed over for positions that went to gay colleagues. And look, when can you get the Supreme Court united? This is all Justice Roberts wants too, are united decisions. So he's happy about this. Wasn't even close. Absolutely strong-arm decided. And I can already hear about 1 million lawsuits right now being launched by straight white men over at Project Runway, RuPaul's Drag Race, massage parlors around the world. And then here's our second major ruling. This is on discrimination against the church, against Catholic churches.
So now there is more from the High Court. There is a question before the court about a Catholic charity in Wisconsin. And the question was whether the charity could receive a tax break similar to other nonprofit organizations. And now we've got an answer, and we've got Shannon back with us. What is that answer, Shannon?
We do. So this Catholic charity and its sub-entities that are about religious...
Shannon Bream, I can't hear you over that blouse.
...religious work. They were told by the Wisconsin state officials, first of all, that they...
I just knew he was going to say something about it. That's why I already... Oh, Shannon be loud with it too, man. I ain't lying to you, man. That thing be loud.
Couldn't get this tax break going to other people, other organizations. And then they lost at the Wisconsin Supreme Court. So the They should also be able to access that tax benefit. The court says it's fundamental to our constitutional order that the government is neutral when it comes to religious entities. This is not one of them. They say in this case, when the government distinguishes among religions based on theological differences, it imposes a preference that must satisfy the highest judicial scrutiny. And they said that wasn't done in this case. So essentially the case goes back down, but it's of Catholic schools that were trying to get into the charter system. That ended in a 4-4 tie, that decision, because Justice Barrett recused, and they've lost at the lower level, meaning they lost the case. So a win for some of those Catholic groups today after a big loss.
Plain. Now here's my favorite one. Yo, the Supreme Court just shut down Mexico's lawsuit against U.S. gun manufacturers. The Mexican government was trying to blame them for cartel violence. This was the one case where I predicted correctly, just like this wouldn't even be close. This one was obviously in violation of our Second Amendment rights. Here's the article. Supreme Court blocks Mexico's cartel violence. Yeah, right, Mexico. Good luck. The Supreme Court on Thursday blocked a $10 billion lawsuit Mexico filed against top firearm manufacturers in the U.S., alleging the company's business practices have fueled tremendous cartel violence and bloodshed. This would be like if a cartel used box cutters or knives against victims, and they went and sued a box cutter or a knife company in America.
Ridiculous.
This is just ridiculous. Obviously, this is great too. Guys, the good news on the Supreme Court, a lot of these cases, we're finding a lot of unity. And this is just madness. This is all kind of, I think, pretty obvious, but it's all going in the right direction. So I thought I'd give you guys some good news.
Yeah, we needed some good news today, because I tell you, man, I mean, we just needed something to keep us going, you know. What y'all think of everything that's going on, man? Let me know in the comment section. Huge shout out to my brother Doug, man. You know, glad that he's back. You know, I was one of those ones that was fighting for Doug when everything went the other way, man, and we stayed in contact. A huge shout out to my brother Doug. Y'all can check him out at Doug in Exile. What an amazing guy. You know, very genuine, has a great heart, a really amazing guy, man, especially when you get to meet him and have a conversation with him. But, woof, what a day it's been, man. President Trump, Elon Musk, this bill, the world of politics. Wow. Yeah, man. Just can't make it up. Let me know what y'all think. I love y'all. God bless you all and your family. We're going to be doing some more, again, updates and videos with the Supreme Court and everything that's going on in this administration. We are rooting for this administration. We're rooting for President Trump, America, the America First agenda, for common sense, you know, praying for peace, a better way of life, you know. Hey, that's what we're rooting for, man. No other way around it. I love y'all, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace and love, you guys.